Push them back.
En el cielo de los cielos y ocurrió entonces es que mi espíritu fue trasladado y ascendió a los cielos y vi a los hijos de Dios. Ellos caminaban sobre llamas de fuego, sus ropas eran blancas y su cara resplandecía como el cristal. Vi dos ríos de fuego, la luz de este fuego brillaba como el jacinto y caí sobre mi rostro ante el Señor de los espíritus. El ángel Miguel me tomó de la mano derecha, me levantó, me condujo dentro de todos los misterios y me reveló los secretos de los justos.
Actually, a Christian missionary living nearby. Oh, thank you. Look at that. What a deal. Yeah, I can see myself
Yeah,
now.
on TV.
So, but one of the most unusual things I saw in the whole jungle trip was Kuna Indians, two girls, twin albinos, girls, maybe 15, 16 years old, two albino girls. Most unusual thing I have ever seen. And of course, the chief wouldn't let me get close to them. They kept me away. So, but the Christian missionaries helped me a little bit. They gave me some medicine and they helped me out a little bit. So I got on another boat heading upstream and started walking again. And, you know, pretty soon I'm lost again because no map. I don't know what I'm doing. So, but eventually I got on another boat, went down the river to, I don't know, it was Santa Fe or El Real.
Yavitsa.
Yavisa. Yeah, good. Yavisa. He remembers more than I do.
I just read it last.
So I'm in Yavisa, and I slept in the policia, in the police station. Yeah, I slept there because no place else to sleep. But they did give me some medicine for my infectionio, because of all the bites, insect bites. So they gave me some medicine for that, which again probably saved my life. So, and then I walked to the next town, the last one, and I remember I slept in a shack that night on the floor, and there were big rats, like this big, nipping at my feet. These big rats, nipping at my feet. So I said, "Oh, no sleep tonight." So I got up the next day and then caminando, started walking again up the mountains, over the ridge, and then I met two men also walking. I think they were smugglers, but I don't know. I don't know nothing. Un poquito de español, and I don't want to know what they're doing. I don't want to know. But we agreed to be together. So so they help me, and I'm walking and walking, and so eventually, and what Bill was showing me, I get to the border between Panama and Colombia, and there's a small opening, and there's an obelisk. No, say in español. Do you know how to say obelisk?
Obelisco.
¿Cómo?
Obelisco.
Obelisco. Yeah, obelisco. Maybe 7-8 feet tall, you know. And on one side it says Panama, on the other side it says Colombia, you know. So, yeah, so you know, then I go down the mountain, and a small village in Colombia. They treat me very good, and they help me, give me some food, and so they help me, and then I got on a boat. I don't know why they told me to get on this boat. I'm on a boat, and they take me to like through the jungle, like a movie African Queen. You may not know what that is, but you know, very very small boat, very small path in the water, and I got to a small town in Colombia, and from there,
Turbo.
come on,
Turbo.
Turbo. You remember? How do you remember all this?
It's relevant.
I don't remember. It's, again, 60 years ago. 60 years antes. So you know, so once I got to Turbo, then I was able to get a bus. So I started busing it, I think Medellin first, I think. Then I think Bogota. And so I went to the American Embassy in Bogota and said, hey, look, I just walked through the jungle. They said, go home, go home, go home. They don't want to know me. They go home. So I said, okay. But instead of going home, I went from Colombia to Venezuela. Venezuela was a little different. I'm sitting in the park in, ¿cómo es the capital of the?
Caracas.
Caracas. Yeah, I'm sitting in the park in Caracas, and the bullets flying overhead. You know, I'm out of here. I'm going to go out of here. So very, very quickly, I left Venezuela, went over to the small islands in the Caribbean. Do you remember the names of the name of the islands?
Trinidad.
Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, good. And started island hopping up the Caribbean very quickly. So I met a girl, not Arlene. I met a woman, and she is going to England. So come on, you know, how are you going to England? We're going to sail there in a sailboat, because her best friend is the wife of a captain who's going to be sailing a sailboat to England. She said, come on, you go along. I said, maybe, perhaps. So I met the captain. He liked me. He liked me because I was a paratrooper, paracaidista, you know, and not because I was a good sailor, but only because I was strong and dumb, you know. So he said, can you get through England with immigrations? Como? He said, well, you need $300 in money to get through immigrations in England. So I had nothing, you know, I had nothing. However, when I left California with the motorcycle, a man owed me $300. So I sent him a letter from the island. Said, when I get to Bermuda, last place, I want $300 at post office, para me, for me, or else, you know. So it was there. Now, if that $300 was not there, I would never met Arlene. $300. Yeah. Because I go to England, spent the summer in Europe, and then on the Canary Islands off of Africa, I got another sailboat coming across the South Atlantic, up the islands again, the Caribbean islands, till we got to St. Thomas. in the Virgin Islands, and that's where we met. So and you went back to school, and I finished my trip on the boat because I agreed to stay with them all the way to Miami. And so then after that, then we met in Washington, and we go to California to live, and the rest is history. So,
Tell them what your decision, how you made that decision.
oh, yeah, okay. A very important decision, because after Arlene left, and I'm staying with the sailboat from St. Thomas to Miami, the owner and the captain of the boat, they liked me. They said, okay, I will send the owner, very rich. He said, I will send you to England to get your papers to be a captain in a sailboat. Someday you take over the sailboat. So I said, okay, thank you. So I had to think now, do I take his offer to be a captain and spend my life at sea? Or do I go with my love and go with Arlene? What would you do? So obviously, I chose chose the love over adventure. The biggest mistake of my adventure here with the jungle, biggest mistake, solo, going alone. No comprehension. It's big mistake to do adventures or anything in life alone. So Jesus in his life, he sent the apostles out two by two, for a good reason. So that's the biggest mistake, and what I learned is to always be with your love or be with somebody that you can work with. So we had 3 children. We raised 3 boys, and we found the Rancher book. Yeah, we got married in 1970, and then that's the next book, part 2. Part 2. We traveled for 2 years around the world. So we wrote a book. And that's going to be the next translation for. That's the next translation. So maybe next year we will do the same thing with part 2. But at the end of our 2 years of traveling around the world, that's when we found the Urantia book, and finished reading it on a mountaintop in Costa Rica.
So, but in this book, there's one point where you realize that all these people that have helped you, that you could not have gotten through the jungle if you didn't meet these people who helped you. And you go through this thing and you realize that it's not just a coincidence.
Yeah.
It's not just luck that you met these people and they helped you. That there was actually a reason why that happened.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Thank you for that. Yeah. So you realize that, well, like the army man I met in Panama City, like the Kuna Indians, like the drivers of the truck on the road,
They helped you build the raft.
They helped me build the raft. Absolutely correct. Yeah, they helped me build the raft. And I was going down a river, and the raft hit some rocks and broke up. So I was swimming to the shore, and I forgot my boots. The boots are still in the raft, so I had to go back out to get the boots, and then come back in.
And then 3 black guys show up and save you.
3 black guys showed up and saved me. That's the same time, right after I got my boots. Yeah, good. Yeah, good call there, Bill. You know this better than me. Yeah, again, 60 years ago is a very, very long time. 60 years is, it's just a very long time. And so, I consider myself very fortunate to have survived, to live through that. I mean, por qué? Why did I live through that? Why? And so, except for Arlene, she saved my life, because I have a life of adventure, and soon something will get me. So fortunately, Arlene, she saved my life, and so I owe everything to her,
To God.
to God. Yeah. So I certainly would leave it open to any questions, and I hope you have some questions. Anybody have questions that you'd like to ask, or
Well, so I have a question.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? So how did that experience transform you? What was the change that happened in you because you went through the jungle?
good question. Well, first of all, as I mentioned, not to do things solo, alone. That's the first thing. I don't want to do that. The second thing, I realized that, no matter what, the surviving is very strong within you. You will eat anything if you are hungry. Anything. I don't care what it is. You will eat anything if you are hungry enough. If you are thirsty enough, you'll drink some liquids. I don't care how dirty it is or how clean it is, you will drink water. So, you learn to survive. And I knew that I had that ability, as I think everybody does, to survive, because that's instinct. We all have it, and we will survive. So,
But did you value your life more after you'd gone through the experience?
absolutely, yes, but I think I really didn't start that until I got the revelation. I really didn't. I mean, I was still kind of wild. When Arlene and I were traveling, we sailed all the way across the Indian Ocean in a 40-foot sailboat. So even then, and we almost died then. The boat almost flipped over. So even then, I still had some that part of me that didn't care. But I think once I got the revelation, and the revelation for me, as I mentioned in my my interview, I was raised without a father. I had no father, no padre. And so when I found the revelation, my true father is padre, is the father, my true father. So, but good question, Bill. Good question.
¿Alguna pregunta?
I guess now you can appreciate more everything you have now because of that experience. In the way that comes, in the way that has value for you, I guess.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Again, it took me a while to value my own life, but it did. Yeah, because I somehow I knew I will survive. That no matter what difficulties I may have, somehow I would find my way through it. So again, that's a confidence that, just takes a lot of, takes a lot of experience to have. Just like I know that we all will survive into the mansion worlds. We all will. And we will see each other again there. I know that. So. Well,
Otro.
Are you going to the Virgin Islands again anytime soon?
Sorry.
Are you going to go to the Virgin Islands again anytime soon?
well, that's a good question. We think about that because that's where we met in 1965, right into the jungle. So we think about that sometime. And for a while we thought, well, maybe our traveling days are over. So Augustine made us come to Guadalajara. But traveling is such a wonderful part of everybody's life that everybody in the world should travel. Everybody. Because
We'd be peace on earth if we all were travelers.
Yeah, so, traveling's always been a part of my life. That's the reason I joined the military. By the way, I was in prison when I was 15 years old. I was in prison. I was. So I understand what that's like. So going from prison to here right now and being with you. Lovely people. Thank you. Thank you very much. Gracias.
Do you get another motorcycle?
Not while I was with it.
Adelante, adelante. Nos vemos la próxima.
Yeah.